Okay, let's hear now from our Coors Light pole winner, and that's Brad Keselowski. He drives the number 2 Miller Lite Ford for Team Penske. This is his 10th career pole, his second in 2:15, his first at Kansas Speedway. And Brad certainly couldn't have picked a better time to get a fast race car as you head in here to the second race in the contender round here on Sunday. Just your thoughts about how things have gone here for you today.
Well, yeah, Commander, it's been a really good day. But of course there's a long ways to go. We need a really good finish is what we need, and hopefully a win. And, that's still about 45 hours from now. So we got to keep working, a lot to look forward to. So we're proud of today for sure, but looking forward, that's what matters.
Questions now for Brad, if you have one. We'll go with Bob, Stan, David. Lee.
Bob Pockris, ESPN. Paul was talking about how nice it was to have speed, especially after a long week, but and he wasn't in a hurry to get to pit stall selection. So can you kind of talk about how nice it is, but then also kind of, I guess, is it a bummer at all that you don't get your choice of pit stall and the impact of it?
Well, I guess it's like getting a nice cheesecake with no toppings. I still like cheesecake, but we'll make the most of it. It is nice to be fast this week. We weren't anywhere near as fast as we wanted to be at Charlotte, which was frustrating. And I'm not sure I could answer why we're faster this week, but sometimes that stuff just comes and goes and you don't really understand why. But when you have speed, you got to make the most of it, and when you don't have speed, you got to make the most of it. That's my job as a driver, and I felt like last week we made the most of it to get a solid, 9th place finish out of, quite honestly, what wasn't a 9th place day. So today, or hopefully Sunday, we'll have a first place car and be able to get a first place finish out of it, and that'll be key for us.
Let's go to Stan and then David.
Stan Creekmore with RPM tonight. Brad, kind of a similar question, but just specifically on the pit stop. After the first couple of runs, shouldn't you be pretty clear you'll have cars that'll fall off? And be
gosh, yeah,
down?
I don't know. To answer any questions about a pit stall would be best served after the race. Because I don't even know what pit stall I have right now, and I don't know how it's going to affect it. I can guess at it if I did know, which I don't even know. But until the race is over and you've seen everything play out, it doesn't really matter.
David, you're good? Okay. Let's go all the way back.
It was mean of them to steal your question, wasn't it?
Yeah. Let's go back to Lee.
You can come up with another one. What's my? Call me a traditionalist, but strawberry.
There you go.
It's a good one.
Go ahead, Lee.
That means he was listening. I like that.
Yeah.
Lee Spencer, Motorsport.com. Congratulations on the poll, but congratulations on your announcement with Brian at Talladega. I just can't imagine what that means to him, to your parents. I saw your sister Dawn tweeted something.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean to you? And maybe this is just good karma coming back at you.
Well, the first thing it means to me is I wish the circumstances were better and that someone didn't have to get hurt for that to happen. And I think that's probably the first thing I would say. But on the other side of it, I'm fortunate to have a partner with Cooper Standard and Ford that will allow me to do things like that. And that's a really good feeling. So, it's kind of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And sometimes when those things come together, you just leave feeling like it came together for a reason. And so, that's kind of how I feel about that particular topic, and I'm really happy about it. He's my brother, so I'm going to have to watch as a nervous brother, which is a little different than a nervous car owner, because as a nervous car owner, you're counting the dollars, and as a nervous brother, you're saying, oh, it's Talladega, But, Brian's got some pretty good experience on the plate tracks and, having run the Daytona 500 and duels and done all of that. So I feel pretty confident he'll have a good day, and I'm just really excited to kind of be able to provide that opportunity for him.
Have you figured out Martinsville yet?
No.
And can you just go over the summer months have been kind of tough on the 2 team? You've been consistent, kind of top 10ing them to death, but I think I read you led 4 laps maybe in the last 5 races, and that's just kind of uncharacteristic of the 2 car.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a frustrating 4 or 5 race stretch. Certainly could be worse, that's for sure. And we've had some good races. You know, I look at Loudon. I thought we were awesome at Loudon. And, you know, it didn't come together with the restart deal. And I look at Chicago. We weren't where we wanted to be. We definitely weren't where we wanted to be at Dover or Charlotte. But beforehand, we had some great runs. And, you know, we still have a lot to be proud of. But we just got to keep it going. No problem.
Let's go to Dustin. Oh, hi.
She's here to ride in the pedal car.
That's
she could ride in the
that's
pedal
best.
car. What do you think?
I tell you what, I'm all for it. Boy, she's
Me too.
adorable. Adorable. Dustin, you want to ask a question?
That's her first car, by the way.
Yeah.
You think she'll remember that 18 years from now?
I don't know.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Dustin, you have a question? Let's get Dustin a mic, please. Thank you, ma'am.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. A couple questions. One in regards to Brian. Who contacted your mother? Did you tell him about it, or did you
I
let
didn't
him
tell
do
her.
it?
I was nervous she'd be thinking, Talladega, why Talladega? You know, like that's my excited mom voice. But I was nervous that she'd, you know, be worried about Talladega. So I let her kind of find out on her own. It was like, you know, who broke the window. I figured she would kind of figure it out on her own and be okay. But no, she was really excited about it too, so that's bad.
Different topic. 5 of the top 6 drivers in points right now have been with their teams for 3 or fewer seasons. It's part of that stretch in 12 to into 14 where there was so much movement. As I know you study the sport and look at different things and different trends. Is this as much a coincidence, or do you see a pattern that's developed with so many different drivers and so many different teams having success in a short fashion together? I mean, obviously you've been there for a long time, so you've had your success, but you know, obviously your teammate and others have kind of had this growth period in a short time.
Yeah. You know, the cliche of a driver-crew chief relationship being a lot like a marriage sometimes sounds really corny, but I still believe that. So to answer the question, I would say is probably just as telling for, you know, things that you would look at in relationships in modern day as it is anything else. And sometimes it's easier to get a divorce in that sense than it is to fix a problem. And I would say that maybe that trend is showing up in the racing world. You know, I've been with Paul now. This is our 6th season together, I think, counting that what was then the Nationwide Series. And I hope to be with him for the rest of my career, as long as, you know, he doesn't want to retire or do something different. And I would say maybe a lot of drivers would answer that same way. But for whatever reason, I think sometimes it's just easier to give up and start fresh. But and it certainly has, like you said, through example, paid some results. But you know, it's not something that I subscribe to. And you know, I hope that I don't have to go down that path. So, you know, I mean, you can't fault those that have, because it's obviously working for them, but it's a very tricky situation. It's always on the back of your mind whenever you see that person in the garage. You know, I know that feeling too well with, you know, some of my very early days and team hopping and so forth. But, you know, to each his own, I guess.
Anybody else for Brad? Brad, congratulations on the pole and the car. Certainly a
Thank
beautiful
you.
family you have, and good luck the rest of the weekend.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you.